Hi, and in this video I want to give you my one piece of advice that I have learned over the years of being an indie game developer and 3D artist. Let's have a look. So I've done a lot of varied work across the years. I've been a 3D artist for over 15 years and I'm doing my own games for about the last 5. And it really does range across a multitude of industries. So things like architectural visualization, all the way down to like game props. So I really love 3D art and everything about it, and learnt so much as I've been going through. And then for interactive applications, you know, I'm going to show you some in a second where I've managed to start and finish a project, but for so many projects that I start and finish, there's a multitude of ones that nothing ever happens with and kind of wasted. So I want to share with you some of the work that I've completed and why it worked and why it didn't work, and then give you my one piece of golden advice. So this is a game I made about, must have been about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was one of the first. It's only something really small. And I was testing out a prototype for the channel, actually, for this channel, and my friend and I were going out on these urban exploring missions and making videos, and I thought it'd be cool if, when we got back, once we had been to the location, that I could model it in 3D, and then you let viewers experience almost what it was like to be there. So we visited a place what we called the Hell Tunnel. It is a huge tunnel, as the name suggests. But we got some. You see in the video. I can put a link in the description. It's pretty spooky. So I decided to make this Hell Tunnel game, which contains real EVP. For those of you that don't know, that's electronic voice phenomena. And it's when you capture voices on electrical devices such as cameras or recorders that have no physical presence, which is kind of weird. And I put some of those they're real captured EVP as I have in the title here, so that as you're going through the tunnel, you find these locations and you've got to scan them with your recorder. And this game sucks. Absolutely is awful. I'm going to start it and we can have a look. So as you can see here, it says find a way to free the spirits, and as a user you have to navigate the tunnel. It's all dark, and the first thing you'll note is that I'm either taking really long strides or I'm not quite timing the audio of the footsteps right. But as you can see, you've got an evidence bar on the left and a bravery bar on the right. Oh, hang on. That was over quite quickly. Hang on, let's start again. See, this is why it sucks. I see. So this is what I was thinking at the time. So the bravery bar goes down the longer you're in the tunnel. And space is use recorder. So let's go figure this out. So there's a thing on the floor. I can use my recorder, see what happens. Okay, my evidence bar is filled up. I'm going to continue up the tunnel. This tunnel in real life is actually really scary. There's a game, it's kind of pretty uninteresting, purely because you're just on one path and you're not really going anywhere. Still going, wow! I actually forgot about that. That actually did that was freaky. I actually forgot I put that in there. Can't beat a good old jump scare in your games. Okay, so that's lighting there is a bit weird. Use my space bar. So what would it be good if I had put a feature in there to replay them? So this tunnel is all modelled based on a real-world location. So once you got to the end of the tunnel, there's this big upper chamber. There wasn't any pentagrams in the tunnel I went in. Oh, game over. But it's a good example of just putting your game out there. Yeah, I mean, you may know as a developer, it kind of sucks and it's a bit lame, but you learn so much from it, and that's what's important, is having that feedback, actually building something from start to finish, and then publishing it. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one. So this was a game I made about a year ago, and it was to showcase the 50th anniversary of Apollo 11. I'm going to turn it down, it's really loud in my headphones. And I was really proud of this game. It didn't take very long to make, actually. I think I was working on it for about 2 weeks. But it was a new style for me. Normally I go for like the quite realistic games. So I did something a little bit more stylized. And that probably helped out a little bit with the timeline. So yeah, let's jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and click start. So the idea is that you're in this little space capsule at the top. And you have to land on the target. And it's almost like it's in a free fall, but you can control it a little bit. I'm using the arrow keys to try and put it on right in the center. And give yourself a little bit of boost, but you've only got a certain amount of fuel, and it's always kind of moving, which kind of makes it a little bit tricky. Oh, I had it then. Hey, nailed it. So the score's always going up. You get a little success message, and then you get like a little bonus point for how close you get to the center of the target. And you get these cool facts every level, which is quite cool. And a neat little flag to show where I landed. And what's interesting about this game, I don't know if you can hear it, I'll turn it up in a second, but in the background was the actual radio chatter from the real mission. I love little Easter eggs like that in games that I make. And as the levels go on, it gets faster and faster and progressively more difficult to land. I think I got to like level 8 from memory. But all these games so far have been built in Unity. Okay, I can do this. It's getting a little bit quicker now and a little bit more fiddly. But the link's in the description for any of you that want to have a little go of these games. And I warn you, quite bad, but you know, I learned so much from them, and that's the reason why it's important to get your content out there, build something from start to finish and do the process. That's how you're going to learn and get better. It's very easy to kind of make something and then be afraid to put it out there because you're worried about what people will think. But with that mindset, you're never going to succeed and learn and grow as an artist, because one of the things that it just comes with being an artist or an indie is being able to take feedback, criticism, and then acting on it. And yeah, there's no doubt that you're going to get the occasional person here and there that's just, you know, mean, and it's learning to just brush that off. Because those people aren't worth anything to you. They don't mean anything to you. Just listen to the people that know what they're talking about. Listen to the players of the games that are giving you feedback. And they're making your next game even better. But if you just make something, or start something and not finish it and then just shelve it, then you haven't really learned anything from it. Yeah. I'm actually doing really well here. Look at all my flags. America is taking over the moon. The Apollo 11 spacesuit weighs 200 pounds on Earth. Oh, hang on. It's getting quick now. So I think this was the first game I made that I actually really enjoyed playing, even though it's so simple. And it wasn't simple to make, I remember that. There was a few bits in there that caused me a few problems. I remember at one point the controls were so quick, the lander was coming straight down, and there's some problem with the collisions. And no matter where I was landing, it was always a fail. I'm just going to keep going until I fail. That was almost perfect, that landing. Uh-oh, it's a little bit further away now. Ah! Oh, too fast! Whoa! Whoa! Oh, no. I think I got a corner of a leg on the target. I can't remember what the tolerance was. Well, that was a fail. So there we go. That was the first game I really made that I was proud of. And I just released that on itch, just for free, just to let people have a go, just to get my content out there. So Superlab was a game that I made with an old friend of mine, and we really enjoyed Breaking Bad, and this is more of a fan game really, and actually got to the point where we actually put it on, I think it's a Facebook game page or something like that, but the whole premise of this is that you play as Walter White. And there was an episode in Breaking Bad where it was just him in the lab, and there was a fly bothering him, and he had to try and capture it. It's driving him insane. So in this game, you have a broom, and you're tasked with destroying as many flies as you can in a certain amount of time. Really simple game mechanic. But I think I did all the artwork for this one, and then a friend did all the coding and scripting and interaction. So there's another good point, is that any chance you get to collaborate with anyone, take it. You'd be able to push what you're doing even further. But I was really proud of this one. It actually worked out really well, even though it's really simple. And I think even a YouTuber picked up on it and used an Oculus Rift and was going around the lab in VR swatting the flies, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this was great fun to make, and I really enjoyed it, and learned loads from it as well in terms of an art standpoint, and how Unity works, and what was good processes for creating these 3D models and getting them in, because all this was running on an iPad at the time. I can't remember the specific generation. I think it might have been the 4th generation iPad. It's quite old now. But to get that running on that device was, I think, was quite a big achievement. And I wish I had like the downloads of all these so I could just let people play them. But over the years, you know, these things just get brushed away. But for a while, it was released on Facebook, and I can't remember why we took it down. Who knows? But yeah, it was a good example of starting and finishing something and getting it out there for a short time. But one I really enjoyed doing. And then the last thing I want to show you is a game I made for the HTC Vive about 2 years ago. And it involved you being in a cell, and you woke up, and it was a puzzle game. So you had to solve some puzzles to try and escape the cell. There's some dodgy guy there, being all intimidating. This was quite a good game, and I actually got to the point where I released this on the Viveport store, I think it was called. And I thought it was going to do really well, and it just bombed completely. I'm going to turn this down, it's a little loud in my headphones. I think I sold I only put it on for 99p, but I sold 33 copies. And that was a little disheartening. But it's kind of my own fault, because I literally did no marketing. I just built it and put it on the store and left it to see what would happen, and that was a complete mistake. And it was it wasn't buggy. I tried to fix as many as I could do. Just going to loop this video back round. But there was some kind of fundamental things that I got wrong with it. Even though it said, you know, you had to solve the puzzles to escape the cell, you could actually just use your headset and walk through the gate, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, the puzzles were cool. There were clues to enter a code, to get the door open. And it wasn't designed to be like a big game by any means, hence its price point, 99p. I thought, you could buy a Big Mac or even just a regular burger from McDonald's for more money than that, and the burger's gone in a second. So I thought 99p seemed quite reasonable. I don't know, maybe people expect a lot more for 99p, but I learned a lot from this game, especially on the publishing side of it and all the hooch I had to go through to get it onto a store. Certainly the Vive store at the time. So I guess by me showing you some of the stuff I've worked on, it goes to show you that you shouldn't be afraid to put your work out there and just get that feedback and try and improve it. The most important thing is to just keep creating and keep completing projects and then sharing them. That's it. So just finish what you do and then shout about it as much as you can and be proud of it. There's no doubt it's going to be a grind and you're just going to have to work through it and work and work and work. But the payoff at the end will be more than worth it. By no means should you be afraid to fail, because every time you fail, you're learning something. And then you can improve upon it next time and do it even better. It's kind of like me for these videos, really. I love making the videos, which is why I do it. But each time I do a video, I learn something new. And getting feedback from the community about how I can make them better. But don't give up. Keep going. Keep making stuff and completing it and sharing it. And then listening to the feedback that you get to make it better for the next time. Really hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If there's anything you want to see or learn, then leave a comment in the comment section below. Thanks, guys.